Are y'all ready to go? First and foremost, let me introduce to you Major Young and Captain Brooks from FWC. They're our partners. We work together every day in this county, and I can tell you, you can put FWC and their team up against any wildlife team in the nation. These guys are the best.
Well, howdy, y'all. Unky T here. I gotta tell y'all, I had a hard time trying to shorten down this here video. Sheriff Grady, he really goes into some great detail in this case, and I think it adds gravitas to the situation. This just recently happened. The attempted murder or beating to be left for dead of a FWC officer. Anyways, you'll see how the sheriff puts the detail on this thing, and I shortened as best I could, but here you go.
And that's what was occurring last night. One of their FWC officers was out here in this vast land, this wow land, looking for those that were violating the laws of the state of Florida. But first, let me explain where we are. We're at the River Ranch Hunt Camp. River Ranch is a private hunt camp, and these folks have been absolutely fantastic. They've supported us in every way during this event. This is about 88,000 acres. I didn't stutter. It's 88,000 acres between the hunt camp and the Avon Park bombing range. So there was reports that there were people fire hunting or night hunting, and that's why our FWC officer was here. But if you think this is out in the woods, understand he was an hour deep in the woods from here. And he was by himself. And he was putting his life on the line to serve the people of this community and to protect our natural resources. So he sees a light. He sees two ATVs. One is a side-by-side, as we call, four-wheel drive, small off-road vehicle. And he starts to follow them on foot out of his vehicle. And he hears a gunshot. And he approaches these three folks. They're described as Hispanic males. He immediately takes two shotguns from them and he engages them in a conversation. One male is Michael Amafali. That's my Polk County pronunciation. He's 45. He's from Miami. He immediately jumps on the officer and starts fighting with him. Then an unknown suspect who is not in custody yet comes from the side-by-side and jumps on the FWC officers, and the officer starts to beat him down. While this is occurring, Lazaro Manuel Milan, as we now know, who's on probation for grand theft, he jumps on another ATV and flees during the fight. Our officer is hit by the side-by-side, and after they beat him and hit him with the side-by-side ATV, they left him an hour deep in these woods, and they didn't care whether he survived or not. He was able to call for assistance. Immediately, his colleagues from FWC began to respond. FWC called the sheriff's office. We began to respond because actually we had some officers and deputies that might have been closer than some of the FWC. But let me draw what's happening now. We know there's an FWC officer that's significantly injured. He's a mile back in this hunt camp. We're trying to find him and get to him. We're able to find him because FWC has GPSs on their trucks. Had this officer not been GPSed, we would have had searched fence lines all throughout this area, and that would have been a task that took forever and ever. We immediately sent 2 helicopters from the sheriff's office. I asked that Osceola County send help as well. So understand, in a matter of help, I need help, I'm injured, resources begin to come to the area. As you can well imagine, now we're trying to secure a perimeter the best as possible in the area of 88,000 acres. FWC gets to their officers, they get EMS there. We have the Highlands County Sheriff's Office that's involved, helping us. The Lakeland Police Department sent help. The Auburndale Police Department sent help. The Winter Haven Police Department sent help. And the Lake Wells Police Department sent help. You see, when you attack one law enforcement officer, you have attacked all law enforcement officers. So we had in the neighborhood of 100 law enforcement officers here last night. We knew that we had to set a perimeter and not allow our suspects to get out of the scene. We also knew the FWC officer was alert, and he said they fled back into the hunt camp area. Yeah, this is New Year's weekend, so there were almost 5,000 people at the different camps. And this is a spider web of camps through very rough dirt roads. Osceola County Sheriff's Office helicopter found one of the ATVs. It was yellow. It was submerged in water. Our crime scene and detectives went to the scene. FWC asked us if we would use our crime scene and our detectives, as they were busy with us trying to locate the suspects. We agreed to take over the criminal investigation. We were able to find a cell phone. We obtained a search warrant, and we found that that cell phone belonged to Michael Amoffley. Now, what's interesting about that, then we searched to see if he had a camp. And wouldn't you know, the same guy who lost his cell phone at the scene of the attempted murder of the FWC officer had a camp here. So at sunrise this morning, guess what happened? FWC and their special operations group at about sunup surrounded the camp. Our detectives and deputies and ag deputies arrived. We went there and started an on-scene investigation. We found Michael there. We found Lazaro there. We don't have the third suspect. We also, surprisingly enough, these 2 guys lawyered up, and they don't know anything about a side-by-side ATV, even though others in the area know a lot about a side-by-side ATV. So we need the community's help. We need to know who the third suspect is. We want you to know that we're going to find out who they are. We need the remaining ATV. And heck, there's only 88,000 acres out here. We'll find it if it's here. Because really, we don't have to search 88,000 acres. We just have to search probably 24,000 acres. But we know that the men and women that come to this camp for the most part are overwhelmingly good folks. They come out here to ride their Jeeps and their ATVs and to hunt and to recreate, and they're good folks. So we're asking them to help us today tie this investigation together.
Well, there you go, my friends. You know, Sheriff Grady Judd, he gives the credit where it's due. And I just like his righteous indignation when he's talking about they lawyered up. I know that you don't like that they have rights sometimes, but you know they do, and that's just the way it is, I'm afraid. So, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this here one. Like I say, I'm getting some fairly fresh stuff out lately, which is kind of nice for all of us. So, on that note, just subscribe, watch these things, you know, click the likey thing, and I'd appreciate that. And you know what? Please share these videos. You know, that would help me grow this thing, make it worth my while. Sometimes I wonder. But, you know, I enjoy bringing this stuff to you, so to hell with it. Anyways, y'all have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. You take care of each other. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.